All right, Isaac, whenever.
5. All right, welcome back to TNEC Cast. Your boy Shuff with the boy Weapon K. And as you can see, we have a family member in the building, Miss Sarita B. Excuse me, Mrs. Sarita B is here.
Hey,
Started
y'all.
saying hi. I don't even got to tell her to say hi. So episode 45, she returning like Jordan, coming back, gonna give us some updates and everything like that. But housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe, all down below. You know how to do, and it's free, 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 free,
Free
free, free.
99.
Yes, sir. So, okay, how you feeling, brother?
I am chilling, my guy. I'm chilling. As I told you guys before we even started, I got my girl dad hoodie on. Shout out to my wife. This is going to be my last podcast as a non-father. So she goes hopefully into labor soon because I don't want to go back to work. But yeah, next week we'll see what happens with the schedule. There might be an episode next week. There might not. It's all up in the air. See what happens and see like it settled and all that good stuff. So I'm excited for this episode. Good to have you back. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come talk with us once again.
Absolutely.
So what you got, Isaac? Kick it off, brother.
So real quick, I just want to two things that we've been talking about. One, we are sitting at 82 registrations for the 82 registrations for the show. So things are moving right along there. We hit the monthly goal, so we raised it up to 85. So hopefully we can get another 3 before the end of the day. Hit that next goal, and then 2, the opposing clinic that we had over the weekend here in Dallas was amazing. Had over 50 people there. We had vendors, sponsors, leadership. So it was just an amazing time. So you guys know Sarita. We're still going to introduce her. This is my twin, my family.
Hey.
One of my favorite athletes. So you all know Sarita. She's been doing her thing. I'm not gonna blow the lead because there's a few things that we're gonna talk about. Because Sarita's been busy. She's been busy since the last time. Last time we had her on. And one of the beautiful things is in having her back on, you get to see growth. You get to see what happens when you are really putting your nose to the grindstone and doing the work. And the thing is, it's in multiple facets. So it's not just as an athlete. That's what I think is really, really, cool about this story. I will say this, Sarita's been a great help to the show, lending her, her company, sponsoring a lot of things, which, and doing it the right way. Because as close as we are, she knows it's one of them things where either one of us can say, hey, let me do it on the, we never do that. It's never on the cheap. It's always, and Kyrie obviously is the same way. Hey, I'm supporting this, for real. So, obviously, tremendously appreciative of that. Can't wait. So we'll be here in Dallas for the show and everything like that. I don't know how I'm going to put her to work yet. We're going to figure it. Well, we have athletes in the show, so she might have to be me since I got to be running around as promoter. So she might be a head coach for the day. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So with all that being said, Sarita, how are you feeling? How are you doing? Again, kind of reintroduce yourself for anybody that's new. And then once you kind of do that, the first thing I want to ask is, can you give us a recap of your season?
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Sarita B. I am one of Isaac's athletes, and of course a member of TNEC. Came on in November of 2020 and completed my rookie season as an athlete last year, in the year 2021. So I started off with the Genesis in March of last year. That was my stage debut. Did pretty well, got my pro card at that show, which was awesome. And then I competed in the Diva Houston in June. That was June, right? Yeah, June of last year. I placed 6th in that show, but I have to say, I think that was my best package of the season for real. And then planned on Poseidon being my next competition, but we had a death in the family, so we had to move it back. And so my third competition was the Alamo Showdown. That was in October of last year, and I placed 2nd. So that's kind of like a little recap of the season. Still in love with the sport. Still in love with the sport like it's day one.
That's good.
So yeah, so I'm having a ball. I am having a ball.
So what else have you been up to?
So last time I was on the TNEC cast, I expressed my interest in wanting to kind of change my practice, my nursing practice a little bit, and taking on a little bit more of a holistic approach when I am caring for my patients. So that kind of catalyzed the start of this new business venture. I never anticipated ever in my years being a business owner, ever. But of course, with everything that I've learned over the past year and of course, augmenting my nursing career, decided to launch my own business, Sarita B Health and Fitness, kind of merging my two worlds, my healthcare background as a registered nurse, and then also now implementing my bodybuilding education that I've learned through Isaac, my wonderful coach, and my team, TNEC. And so it has been exciting, challenging, okay. All of the feels with this new big business venture, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it.
So you mentioned the challenges. What are some of the challenges that you're facing right now?
Oh my goodness. So one of the challenges, this is really the biggest challenge that I have had to face, is relying on other people. So of course my membership is it's a video based library, and so with the online membership you have access to all of the videos that I post as well as some of the recipes that I post. um and just wanting to have it done the right way, I'm hiring professionals to do this for me, so to record and edit my videos, and they are just unreliable. Like my band program was a blast. I'm really excited about it. And I'm still waiting on my videos. Not a happy girl. Okay. Not a happy girl. So, and then the thing is, this is my second videographer. So the first one kind of did the same thing. But he came through for me at the end. The second one, I'm like, okay, I need somebody who, this is important to me. I need to be able to deliver to my members what I say I'm going to do, and deliver in a timely fashion. He's like, oh yeah, I got you, no problem. So why am I still waiting on my stuff? So that has been the problem. And the biggest issue for me is that there's a lack of communication. So if you were to say to me, okay, I know I'm behind, which he did, I know I'm behind, and you'll have it this day, I'm expecting it that day. If not, talk to your girl, right? Let me know. So instead of doing that, he just went ghost, like not responding to email, not responding to text, not responding to phone calls. It's like really bad. So I'm a little annoyed.
I could imagine.
A little annoyed.
I could imagine. So
Yeah.
So I know we're trying to get a lot of this together. Talk a little bit about what it is that you're offering, and tell us a little bit about you kind of went into it, but what made you decide to deliver your knowledge and your passion in this manner?
Okay, so I have two different types of programming. So I have the personal coaching, which I'm actually liking more than I thought I would, where I write personal nutrition plans and suggestions. Hold on, I got to make sure that I'm legally correct. I make suggestions on nutrition based off of the desires, the needs, the goals of my clients. And then I also will write their programming based on whether they want home or gym-based programs. So that's part of Sarita B Health and Fitness. The other piece of Sarita B Health and Fitness is the online membership. So the online membership is kind of a library of workout videos where people can subscribe and have access to all of the videos at their leisure. So 24 hours, just log on. You can do the workouts alongside me. So I'm in the video, performing the exercises as well. I decided to deliver the videos in that manner, because when we did the If It Was Sarita challenges, one of the biggest pieces of feedback that I got from a lot of people was that they were missing the video portion. So we gave them a written plan, and they wanted something like they wanted to see someone doing the workouts with them. And so I thought maybe this delivering the videos in this way would be kind of like, solving the problem. Okay, here's your written plan, but I'm also performing the exercises with you. That way you can kind of see form, you can see intensity, all of those things. And so that's kind of why I decided to do it that way. So
I'm going to take the ball here because I'm not really good with business. You know what I mean? Y'all can talk business all day, every day. That's not my lingo. I'm more the mindset, right? Let's take it back to Alamo because I witnessed two people in the same household prepping together. How was that? How was it?
Kyrie, your girl was almost divorced, honey. So it was, honestly, I learned something through that. So for the first two shows, of course, I knew how to prep, but I didn't know how to deal with someone that was prepping as well. So I had to learn how to deal with someone that was also prepping, but also doing that while I'm in prep. that wasn't easy. But I did have some. I'm like, oh my God, is this what I put you through? I am so sorry because I'm already I can already be a lot, and I know that, right? Because I am extra just by nature. That's just me. And so adding on the stresses of prep and still working and being a mom and all of those responsibilities don't stop because I'm in prep, right? And the days don't get longer because I'm in prep.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, because you getting on my nerves. So I can only imagine how you felt the last two times. But I mean, it was fun. It was fun because we were able to kind of learn some things about ourselves. We've been married for a long time, and so that was an opportunity for us to learn more about each other. So it was cool. It was cool. Yeah. Hard, difficult, but cool. So yeah.
Did Sean want to prep, or did you was like, hey, like let's prep together?
No, Sean actually wanted to prep. So
okay.
My second show. So when I did the Diva, wait a minute. Isaac, you don't have to help me with this timeline. I can't remember if she decided like during the time of the Diva or before the Diva.
It was before Diva. I think we started it was definitely, I know it was definitely before Diva because of the timeline, because of what we were getting ready for with Poseidon. It would have had,
right.
We either started, the decision was made before Diva. I just can't remember. Okay. We either started right before or right after Diva. I want to say it was probably like right before.
Okay. So when I was prepping for my second show, then Sean was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a show. But we had some challenges because my spouse is not putting on a suit. Ain't happening. Okay. So I was like, well, I don't really know a lot about the different divisions because I'm still new to the sport. So I'm learning. So we looked through some photos, talked to Isaac, and athletic was where Sean felt most comfortable. So it was a transition for her, not to tell her story, but I'm gonna give you a little snippet. Okay. The thing was the shorts.
Yep.
Sports bra was okay. The shorts were a problem. So we had a whole, like, we're prepping for a show. We're following a nutrition plan. We're doing our training. We're posing. But we had an added piece for her, which was getting ready to put on these shorts on stage. Okay. So how we did that was we started off with tight shorts that were long to the knee. So then she would wear those at the gym, right? Because another thing, she's extremely introverted though. If she doesn't know people, she doesn't like to be the center of attention, all that. Like, we are total opposites. Okay. So she wore those long shorts to the knee to the gym so she could get comfortable being in the tight shorts in the gym. And then as the weeks went on, the shorts got tighter and shorter. And then they got shorter, and then they got shorter to the point where now she's in the shorts that she's gonna wear on stage. Okay. So yeah, so we had to like navigate through that whole thing. Yeah. But again, it was fun, and it was funny to watch too. I tell you that.
Well, I can definitely get down with that because for the first time I put on classic shorts, right, and little briefs, and I'm like, I have to go on stage butt naked in front of 100, 200 people. You know what I mean? This is my first time because board shorts, like I get down with get down, but like when you're exposed like that, that's very uncomfortable. You kind of have to build up to it. Post a little something on Instagram just to see what happens, and you know what I mean, kind of get down. But going back to Alamo once again, when you got that second place, how much of a fire that was lit under your butt going into this year? Were you more hungry for that win now?
I am more hungry for that win, and I honestly believed that the show, the way we were placed, it was on point. I think the judges did their job. I don't feel like, anything was done out of order. I think we were placed the way we presented that day. Mm-hmm. And that stings for me because I can honestly say that I did not do exactly what I should have done. And so it left this feeling like, dang, if I would have just, if I could have just, if I would have just, then I probably would have gotten first, especially once I saw the judges' feedback. So yeah, it did. It really did. And those little things that you think don't make a difference. Okay, you don't think they make a difference, Sarita? Okay, let me show you how much of a difference they make. And so I learned that at Alamo. Now Poseidon, I was ready for Poseidon. I was 100% on. But once that got derailed, I kind of lost my focus a little bit. So yeah, your girl had a few peanut butter licks and, just...
it happens.
Just super irresponsible with that prep, I think. I was on focus for the most part, but like I said, those little times where I was like, okay, well, we pushed the show back. I got a little time. And it showed. It definitely showed. I mean, I didn't look bad now. Don't get it wrong now. Don't get it twisted. I was still cute up there, okay? But, I know that I didn't do exactly what I should have done for that prep. And, I came in a close second. So I know had I prepped the way my coach wrote the plan for me to prep, I might have come away with that first place. But so yeah, I'm fired up. Good. I'm like, okay, I'm on it this time.
And see what I love about that. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about, I say, analyzing this. So number one, the self-reflection and understanding that I never had to, I ask I wear many hats, but as a coach, I never had to go back and say that. Sarita said it to me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, this is to any, potential athletes, current athletes, anything like that. Self-reflection is important. And it's not to, beat yourself or be hard on yourself. It's to understand, damn, and this is what we're always talking about, when you're in your off season or during prep and not cutting the corners and all this stuff, because the higher level you go, that margin for error keeps shrinking. And these little things that in retrospect were little, wasn't, biggest of deals, cost you a placement. And in our sport, a pro win that's a big deal because there's not many people walking around saying that they got those. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you brought that up. So I know I'm not trying to step into Kyrie's wheelhouse, but with an overall standpoint of mindset, what is your mindset going into the 2022 season?
So my mindset is do what you did the first time. And that was, I followed your plan to a T. I did not deviate. I did not miss workouts. I did not have any extra licks, bites, or crumbs. I literally followed the plan to a T. And that made a difference. And so that's what I'm going to do, because I do believe that, as much as people like to say, you know what, I'm not going to go off, I can go down that rabbit hole. As much as people like to say that the sport is objective, right? And we judge on this criteria, it's not. And so that kind of annoys me when people say that, because it's not. And so you can't control that. There's, they're not out there with a tape measure measuring your muscularity. It's all based off what they see. And so for me, I still have like this sense of realness where it's like, okay, I can't control what they're going to do, but I'm going to still do everything that I can do like I did the first time. Because I can't be mad if I don't do everything that I'm supposed to do and don't place the way I want to place. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at that. How you mad, sis? Yeah. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow the plan. I had D-Lo. I understand that, but okay, my coach felt I needed D-Lo, so we got D-Lo going.
Same.
Okay, coach. I did my D-Lo the way it was written, right? And so now I'm back on, I have a few months more to grow and develop, and I'm on it. On it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I'm glad we got it on tape. So when she starts stressing me out, I could be like, hey, remember when you said that?
Run that back. No, that was a setup, but that's okay. That's okay, because I really do. My mindset is to follow the plan to a T. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hard, because I do want my pro win.
Yeah.
So.
What's the 2022 schedule looking like? Unless you want to keep it classified, then, we can keep it classified.
I'm going to defer to my coach on that.
So what I will say is we have one show, and I'm going to call it 99%. The 1% is just because some things that I know. So I just want to make sure that, because it involves both of us, and so I'll say the first show we plan on doing is in Chicago, the Windy City Natural. It's August 27th. So because it's funny, with both of us being athletes, we actually haven't got to compete in the same show. So right. That's going to be fun. And then just because, TNEC Chicago, I have a great love for that bunch. I mean, those are my peoples right there. They travel down. So it's going to be fun for both of us to be able to compete, and then, Sarita, it's her hometown. So, everybody going to come out. So I'll talk to the promoter. Hey man, you gonna have to get a bigger venue, because you're gonna pack the house. And the thing is, that's not hyperbole or anything like that. I'm like, look, Sarita's done the only show that Sarita didn't really have a lot of people at, from Chicago. And I don't know if she told them not to come or whatever, because I'm sure they would have came through, was Diva. But at Genesis and at Alamo, my people, the bros, they came through. They came through heavy. But so we have some other things that we're discussing, because we're still fighting about category and stuff like that. Which, but when I say fighting, it's fun fighting, because
fun for who?
Fun for me. It's one of those things when you see something, right? Like, so I see down the road and I see the path. And it's easier to see it for somebody else than it is for yourself a lot of the times, because you're the one that's in it doing the work and everything. So I'm like, oh yeah, I see. So I know as your eyes start to open to it, I just get to sit there and be like, but it's good though, because it's productive conflict. One thing I always talk about, as close as we are, people would think that's always, yay. Not that we argue, but there are times where we don't agree, but it doesn't impact the relationship. And that's important. That's extremely important. That Because now I know everything you say to me, where it comes from. So that's why, even if I don't agree with it, it doesn't bother me because I know how you mean it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I say, that's why it's all fun for me because I like to see how it's going to play out. So we're at this point, and this is the thing to kind of bring people that aren't in the sport into it. When we're trying to plan out shows, this goes to Kyrie as well. Once you hit the pro level, you have to start looking at, okay, what shows offer my category. So first you decide, okay, I want to compete this time of year. You know what I mean? And then you say, okay, so now you got to look, Sarita, like myself and Kyrie too. We all are willing to travel. So that's another thing that, to bring light. If you want to come into this sport, if you're willing to travel, that will help you do better. You can go to where the competition is. You can go to where the opportunity is, So we have our options. And then the other thing I'll say before Kyrie asks his next question, in our sport now on Kyrie's side, the Olympia is moved to December. I'm not going to lie to you. We have too many championship shows on our side to say, oh, this is the one to do. Other than June 4th, Dallas Showdown Classic, that is definitely the one to do. But it's our championship season is, October and November. That's when a lot of our championship shows are. So I know I have an idea of where I want a lot of the TNEC people to be at the end of October. So, I want to put us on a big platform to kind of let people know what it is with us. And then as Kyrie's making his move, the goal is for TNEC to own Q4. That's it. We gonna own Q4. You're gonna be tired of seeing us, and we're three of the people that you're gonna see a lot of. Like right now, I'm doing the promoter thing, but don't forget, I'm still coach. Still athlete. These two are going to make me proud like they always do, But the cool thing is, and I can say this about both of them, this is like my family for real. You don't need to have been born from the same people to have family, But they both back up the crap that I talk. They go up on stage and look, wins, losses, they count, they matter. We're looking at them. But at the end of the day, it's like, are you getting better? That's the key. Because from a coaching standpoint, or in Kyrie's case, from a mentorship standpoint, that's the main thing. Because eventually you're going to break through. If you don't stop, shout to Nip. If you just keep going, and it's what you really want, eventually you're going to get it. Do you want it bad enough to keep going? Because now Sarita is in the position I am. Like we say, the twin-ish. See, I still haven't cursed yet. The twin-ish is real. When you get close to that pro win, that second place, because you're sitting there waiting. Like it's one of the most stressful and joyous times when you're sitting there waiting and you the last two there waiting for them to say, just like, and the thing is, shout out to Cindy, Sarita and her became friends. Me and JT, he was at my pro debut. That's why I got second to, and that's one of my close friends now. So, but you just sitting there like, they say your name and I'm just gonna be very honest with you. You can't help but feel disappointed. You're even happy for for the other person, but
right?
You just be like, you're happy because, well, hey, I'm second at a pro show. Ain't nothing to sneeze at, but you're just like, so that fire. Kyrie asked about that fire, man. That like just that's what keeps me like in growth season. I don't care. Me and Kyrie have talked about this before. Growth season is harder than prep. People don't realize that. It's because prep, as much as prep sucks, it's kind of like, okay, I just got to get to this. I got to get to this.
Right.
Growth season, you at the end of the day, you're just trying not to get fat.
Yeah.
Real life.
So Kyrie, what other questions you want to ask?
I kind of want to piggyback on that second place thing because I experienced that for the first time. And what show was that? The Show of Champions. And it was me and this guy, huge dude, you know what I mean? He looked fantastic. But it was just like, in second place, athlete 153, Kyrie Cooper, my heart dropped. And at that moment, I couldn't wait to get back on the stage next year. Because it was just like, now there's a fight. Now it's just like, oh, I've been knocked down. I can stay down and be like, for the count of 10, like, that's it. That's game. Or I can be like Rocky, you know, old boy got his hands up and I'm just coming up from the dead. Like, what's up? I'm still here. You know what I mean? So that was my fire for 2022, and I am coming. Anyway,
yeah,
last...
listen, same. Okay, same.
Disaster is coming.
Hey, that's why the motto: we got championships to win.
Championships to win, man. But it's all talk right now, right? It's all cool to say it in this nice little environment. It's in the AC. We're well fed. You know, we got carbs in our system. But, yeah, you know what I mean? But whenever we're literally on starvation mode, that's when championships are won. All right?
Absolutely.
So, but you were on the podcast 32 weeks ago, and I asked you this question. Was like, hey, what do you want? What is the end game for your journey in bodybuilding? Has the end game changed? Has it been altered ever so slightly?
It has, because although I enjoyed my first show, I enjoyed my first prep, and I was like, oh my God, I fell in love. Like, I love the sport more now, but I also respect the sport a little bit more, so I can appreciate it more. And so, yeah, I mean, of course, I need my pro win. This is this year. I need to get a pro win this year. That is my goal. And so I'm going to just leave it there because I'm going to achieve that. No doubts. Okay. We're going to just leave it on a positive note. But I mean, I'm still learning the sport, like learning what Isaac is doing with the Dallas Showdown, and how the focus is the athlete experience. And eventually I want to get into some more of that and learn more of that piece, because I think it does matter. But not yet, though. I'm not there yet. But, you know, I would like to kind of venture off a little bit more into the behind the scenes of the whole production. Not yet, though. Not there.
Hey, baby steps.
Not quite.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. That's right. Baby steps.
Well, that is...
So right now I'm just focused on this pro win. That's what I'm focused on. This pro win, and still wanting to inspire more people. Like, honestly, the feedback that I get also sometimes in like the hard times, just keeping it a buck, that holds me accountable too. So if I know, like, oh God, I don't feel like doing this, and those times when I question, like, why am I doing this again? And then somebody, oh girl, listen, I saw your video, and I was like, oh, I need to get to it. That does something for me. And it's like, okay, I can't stop. It's kind of like your kids when you know your kids are watching, and you grinding, and they're watching you, right? And they're learning from you. I feel the same way when people tell me that something I said or something I saw, or me just being transparent about who I am and what I believe, how that's helped them. That's all right.
I want to piggyback on that. So that goes to something that we always talk about, giving people their flowers. So if somebody inspires you, tell them that. Because, you know, knowing Sarita the way that I know, regardless of everything else, she's a strong woman, point blank period. That's not up for debate. So I can see why people want to be like her, inspired, all those different things. But you got to remember, even the strongest of us need to be checked on. Even the strongest of us need that little, hey, what you did, you know, and, you know, Sarita's talk about it. Because look, when we're in prep and that mind is going every single way but the way you want it, and somebody shoots you a little message and says, hey, I'm so glad, you know, you're doing this because it inspires me, you know, you know, it's important. So speaking of inspiration, you know, something that I always, you know, love for Sarita to talk about. What would you say to our friends from that bodybuilding group that almost a year ago to the day, kind of close, when you posted that picture, and they don't realize how much they launched from that? You know what I'm saying? What would you say to them now?
You know what? People make me sick sometimes. Let me tell you. So this is the thing, right? This is the thing. I am open and I welcome honesty and honest feedback. And I'm not one of those people where I feel like I want you to blow smoke. Right? Not me at all. I don't blow smoke. I honestly I don't even accept it. However, intention matters. And so when you are saying something to someone and it's coming from a place of concern, you are careful about the way that you deliver it, right? Even though the message is the same, you're careful about the way that it's delivered. When your aim is to hurt somebody or to tear somebody down or to make them feel bad about themselves, you don't care. You don't consider any of that. You don't consider your word choice. You don't consider your tone. You don't consider any of that. And so to them, like, I appreciate what they did for me that last year because this was new for me. So it kind of was like, oh, that burned. But it wouldn't have the same impact today. It just wouldn't have the same impact today. And so I thank you, people who had all that negative stuff to say. Who one of the young ladies still ain't hit the stage, sis. But I ain't gonna go there because you know I can be petty sometimes. So I ain't gonna go there though. Okay. But she still hasn't hit the stage. So there you have it. It is what it is. So yeah. That's my take. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to go shot town on these people.
Petty resident.
Listen. So yeah, I mean, it helped me then. Mm-hmm. Today, it wouldn't be as impactful, honestly, just because of the growth that has taken place over the last year. But yeah.
So I'm gonna again piggyback and do a little interpretation. So something that we always say. Confidence comes from hard work. So the confidence that Sarita now has in this sport makes it so she don't need to. It served its purpose.
Yeah, it did.
And now you move on.
Yeah, it definitely served its purpose for sure. So, I mean, of course, I'm thankful for that because it did fuel me. But it stung too, though.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, I have to start considering my sources. That's one of the things that I kind of brought back to the forefront of my recollection then. Like, consider your source. Like, who cares?
Yeah. It's plain and simple. If you've never been on stage, no offense, but what your opinion about what we're doing, I ain't gonna full out say it doesn't matter, but you really don't know what you're talking about because until you've been into these trenches, you just don't know. You know.
And when you haven't even been able to complete the task of even getting on stage. Now, see, that's the part. Like, you haven't even been able to do what I've done thus far, but you have negative comments about what you think I can do or can't do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that don't work for me.
Hey, facts over feelings.
Saying.
I love it. Just to hear quiet.
Listen, it is what it is. But yeah, so.
Oh man.
That's what I would say, Kyrie.
So you said something that I totally forgot. So it was a clip. It was just going back to inspiration. It was a clip of Nick Walker. Do you know Nick Walker? He's a bodybuilder in the IFBB. And it was a clip of his dad screaming at the Olympia, just like cheering his son on. And like that, like you saying, hey, like the inspiration from other people saying, hey, I saw that and it inspired me. It clicked back to that clip. And me being like, I want my dad to be so proud of me and be screaming from the nosebleeds. And I know I can hear him from on stage. I want to hear my daughter, from the nosebleed to screaming their heads off. Because I know, I'm doing this to make them proud. You know Absolutely. What I mean? To continue their legacy, the Cooper legacy and stuff like that. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you once again for stopping by and tapping in with us.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Yeah, I'm super excited for 2022. I am super
Me
excited
too.
for 2022.
Yeah.
Me too. Okay, I am too. I am ready.
Yes.
So.
So, her Instagram is right under her face. If you have a website, do you want to shout it out real quick and see where people can find you?
Yes. So, my website is SaritaBFit.com. You can find out more about me, more about my coaching programs, more about my online membership there. So yeah, that's it. That's it. SaritaBFit.com.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you. Well, remember, like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, later.
Peace.